gonna die. Going too fast. I'm taking 3.
I'm going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your 2?
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel today, guys. Thotgor here, of course, and today I wanted just to start off the video by taking a look at some of the signal flags that World of Warships has, the benefits of them, and what ships the flags are most suitable for, and what ships maybe some of the flags aren't as suitable for. So we're taking a look up here. We can see the signal flags that I do currently have. I didn't buy any of these signal flags. I've never bought one of those signal flag packages, so these are flags that I have earned throughout the play. Normally I would be quite proud of the amount of flags that I do have, but now that you can actually buy packs of flags, the numbers, I guess, don't really matter anymore. Anyway, we'll start off just in order here, so we'll look at Hotel Yankee first. Now this is the Die Hard flag. So, minus 20% damage received when ramming the enemy, and plus 50% to damage caused when ramming the enemy. So this is a nice flag to have, I guess, on all of the ships, you could say. Maybe not an aircraft carrier, because they have a limited amount of flags that they can actually hold. But this is a nice flag for really all of the ships. Like, looking at the cruisers and battleships, sorry. Those ships are big enough, and in the right situations, ramming is definitely a tactical move that you can use to take out the enemy. In a destroyer, you do get, especially American destroyers, you get in position a lot where you can ram someone. And I would see these flags being useful on the destroyers as well, especially if you're in that situation in your destroyer where maybe it's a little overwhelming and you don't have much hope of escape. If you have this flag on, you can at the very least ram an enemy. You might survive. More importantly, you might kill that enemy. Now in a destroyer it's a little different because you have very little hit points, so you can go either way on that. But ideally, I haven't used any of these flags as of yet, but ideally, if I do, I would be putting it on battleship or cruiser. Destroyer, I would consider it if I really just wanted to have an extra flag on there in case. So that's our Die Hard flag here. Moving over, we've got Juliet Yanko, sorry, Juliet Yankee Bisso 2. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so the leak is under control is what it means, and minus 20% to flooding recovery time. This is a really, really nice flag to have on your cruiser, battleship, and aircraft carrier. On a destroyer, I don't see it being as useful because usually in a destroyer, when you get hit by a torpedo, that's it, you're done. Or you have very little health left. So I don't necessarily recommend using it on a destroyer, but definitely any of the other classes, very useful. Especially if you've just been hit by dive bombers, you didn't see the torpedo bombers coming in, so you've hit your repair to put out the fires, but now you've got torps coming in and you're leaking water. So it's a good flag to consider having on there. I haven't earned a whole lot of them, as you can see. I think I've only actually gotten 10 because I was in the beta, the closed beta, and the rank that I ended up finishing with. I got 20 of every flag just to start out with. So I only actually earned one of these so far. But this is a good flag to have on any of your ships, except a destroyer. I don't see it being too useful on a destroyer. So moving on, we've got Juliet Charlie. This is the detonation flag. So you can see I've earned quite a few of these. I have been detonated a number of times in my destroyers and my cruisers. But this is a great flag to have on, again, any of your ships. Maybe not so much an aircraft carrier, but I'll leave that one up to you. If it were me, I'd be putting this on any ship at all. The destroyers and cruisers, obviously, because they have lower armor, higher risk of magazine detonation, and your battleships, definitely. It's so useful there as well. Like I think it was in closed beta. It was my first yeah, my first sail out in my Nagato, Tier 7 Japanese battleship, and I came across an Amagi right off the bat. He and I were facing down, so the Amagi's the Tier 8 Japanese battleship, and that Amagi put out his first salvo, and one shot hit me right in the bow, detonated my magazine, and I died. So he one-shotted me. And that was the maiden voyage of my Nagato. It's quite fitting. But if I had one of these flags on, it would have been a different story altogether. So these detonation flags, yes, I know it sucks when you get detonated, but at the very least, they give you a flag because it happened, and these flags are useful on all of your ships. Um, I don't see a situation where it's not going to be useful, even on an aircraft carrier. It does still have a purpose if you're looking for an extra flag. Because again, keep in mind, aircraft carriers cannot have as many flags as the rest of the ships. It's a way wargaming is balancing some of the carriers, or balancing the carriers, I guess. Now, looking at the next flag over, India Bravo Terra 3. So this is it. This is the It's Just a Flesh Wound flag. This is an amazing flag. I use it all the time. I start using this flag specifically at Tier 8 and above because it does minus 5% of the cost of your ship post-battle repair. Starting at Tier 8, you're going to notice some major economy changes. Most notably, that if you're not doing well in the battle, you will run a deficit. You're not going to earn more credits than it costs to repair and service your ship. So really have to pay attention in the later battles, and this flag comes in real handy, especially right now. I mean, you can look, I only have 836,000 credits. I just got the last hull upgrade for the Mogami here that we're looking at, and my Mogami is now fully upgraded. You can see I do have the 8-inch guns on it as well. But at Tier 8, you're not going to be earning hundreds of thousands of credits anymore. So this is a flag you really want to have on, especially if you go into a battle and you're Tier 8 and you get blown up or killed right away. You at least have a chance of breaking even if you've managed to do something before you died. So I highly recommend running this flag starting at Tier 8 on all of your ships. It only is going to help. So keep this flag in mind. I've saved up all of these flags up until Tier 7, and it wasn't until Tier 8 that I started using It's Just a Flesh Wound flag. So moving over, First Blood, the Zulu flag. Another great flag to start using at Tier 8 because plus 20% credits earned in battle. Now obviously you can use it at any tier, especially if you're just trying to make a little money to get yourself to the next tier. It's a great flag to consider. I run it often enough. I don't run it in every battle, and the reason for it is I'm still trying to save these flags. So you only get one every 24 hours, so trying to save the number up here, especially when ranked battles come along. I want to be able to run these flags to get more credits, obviously, so that I can, get my Fubuki here fully upgraded, and ultimately save up enough money to get into Tier 9. But you can run this flag at any tier at all. In my judgment, I start running it at Tier 8 to offset the cost of running your Tier 8. So, that's how I use the flag. But like I say, you can use it on any ship at any tier. It really comes in handy, especially if you're just looking to get a little extra money to buy that next ship. Next flag we're going to look at, Sierra Mike. This is the plus 5% to the ship's maximum speed. Amazing flag. I love running this flag on my cruisers and my destroyers. I don't play aircraft carriers, so I obviously don't run it on them. I could see how it's useful, especially if you're using your aircraft carrier to keep up with the main push, and you might be in a lower tier aircraft carrier that's not as fast. This flag is really handy. But on my cruisers and my destroyers, I find that extra 5% at speed, people can't really account for it or don't notice it, so a lot of the incoming shots that you're taking are misses because they just don't realize that you're going that extra speed. And because you're going faster, you're going to be able to maneuver a little better, and so you'll be able to dodge shots a little more. I've used these flags a number of times. I started using them at tier 6, I believe. The only reason why I was using it at tier 6 was mostly with my destroyers. I just wanted to be able to go that much faster with my Kaze and my Masuki. Um, I just found it really helpful to have on there. It's challenging enough, I guess, to get a double strike in game. I've never been able to plan out a double strike, like, alright, I'm going to kill this guy and then that guy and that'll give me the double strike. Every time that I've gotten the double strike, it's just been sheer fluke or coincidence that I got it, but very happy that I did. And, you know, it's a really nice flag to have, and to be able to put on any of your ships. With myself, like I say, I use it on my destroyers and my cruisers. And again, typically I start using these mostly at tier 8. I did say, you know, I started using them at tier 6, but that wasn't every battle. In tier 8, if I want to play really aggressively, this is definitely a flag I'm going to be flying on the ship. Now, moving to the next one. India Delta. So this is Dreadnought. So I've got it a few times here. It's 20% to the HP recovery speed when the repair party consumable is used. This is an amazing flag to run on your battleship, obviously. I don't play my battleships a whole lot. I mean, looking there, you can see the battleships I do have, my Congo, my Fuso, and my Nagato. I don't have any American battleships. I really actually can't stand the American battleships. They're just too slow for me. I can't do it. What I'll probably end up doing is free XPing my way up to the North Carolina. That's the first American battleship that I actually want to play. In closed beta, I made it up to New Mexico, and I did not enjoy it at all. I know a lot of people find that strange because they love their New York, they love their New Mexico, but too slow for me. But anyway, India Delta, fantastic for your battleships. Now, something you may not know, but at tier 9, your cruisers get the repair ability as well, or the heal ability as well, just like your battleships. So at tier 9 for your cruisers, this is also a really nice flag to have. With myself and my captains, I have been getting is the third level skill ability that gives you +1 to all your consumables. I got that early on my cruisers, and it was because I was planning for the end game, and I want to have 4 of those heal abilities. So by having that third level commander ability at tier 9, my tier 9 cruisers and battleships, because my battleship captain has it as well, are going to have 4 heal abilities, and with my Dreadnought flag, they're going to heal faster. So that's a really, really nice flag to have on your battleship and tier 9, tier 10 cruisers. Until you get to the tier 9, tier 10 cruisers, this flag really is only going to be useful on your battleship. But it's useful on the battleship at any tier. Any tier at all. I start using it on at tier 8 when I get my tier 8 battleship. I haven't used any of these flags as of yet, because I find in tier 7, even if I get into, like, if I launch the battle in my Nagato and I die 3 minutes in from torpedo bombers and I haven't actually fired a shot, I'm still at tier 7, I'm still going to make money. It won't be a lot of money, but I'll still make money. So I'm not really concerned about this, using this flag at tier 7, but at tier 8 definitely, because if you go into the battle in a tier 8 battleship and you die right away, you are going to be paying a lot of money. So by having this flag, by running the Zulu flag, and your is but a flesh wound flag, you're helping yourself to survive longer. You're going to be able to repair yourself faster with it's just a flesh wound. It's only going to cost you 5%, or it's going to be 5% less to repair the ship. And with Zulu, you're going to be making 20% more credit. So it's a nice way to keep your money coming in to help support your later tiers. So good flag to have on the battleships and cruisers from tier 9 to 10. Now, Mike Yankee Sogsix? I don't know how to pronounce that. I assure you I am literate. Now, this is the close expert flag. So plus 5% to secondary battery firing range and it increases the secondary firing battery accuracy, um, and minus 5% to secondary battery loading time. This is a very nice flag to have on your battleships and your cruisers. Your battleships, obvious why you would have it on there. If destroyers get too close or if a cruiser gets too close, you've got this flag and your secondary armament is just going to go to town on those guys, hopefully kill them, and you get the kill. On your cruisers, I like having this flag on when things are getting a little hectic and people are really close. You've got maybe 2 or 3 ships that are in close to you. You can obviously only fire at one at a time, effectively anyway, and having this flag on is going to help your secondary batteries take out whatever other ships might be around you that you can't actually fire at but are still in range of those secondary batteries. So it's a nice flag to run. I would start running this again at tier 8 all the way up to tier 10, obviously. I see it as, the way I would use it is another way for me to gain more money in battle, because I'm doing more damage to ships. I'm setting them on fire, hopefully doing critical damages, maybe even getting a kill, which all leads to more damage, more experience done, and therefore more credits. So that's how I would use this flag, is for the credits. Until then, you can see I only have 20 of them. I haven't actually gotten one of these close expert flags. The 20 I have is just the 20 they gave me, as I mentioned earlier, from my time in closed beta. So I haven't actually run any yet, but I've been thinking about it. And if I do put one of these flags on, it will be on one of my tier 8s. And looking at the ships I have, you can see the Mogami is really the only tier 8 right now that I'm going to be considering running this flag on. Obviously, you can use it, as you guys see fit. But as a piece of advice, I'd hold off on using this flag till the later tiers. Again, you can buy flag packs if you want to. I'm not really looking to spend a whole lot of money on this game. I spent a lot of money on tanks. I've got a countless number of tier 10s. And that's just something I don't want to do with ships. I'd rather grind through the tiers like I've been doing, using free experience here and there, but I haven't actually spent any money on the game since we went open beta. I'm trying to just grind through, get the experience, and move on that way. Plus, there's the benefit here of learning the game more. Right? You learn your tiers more, you learn your ship more, and you learn how to play more effectively because you have more experience, rather than just spending a bunch of money using your free experience and buying your way to tier 9, for example. I could do it, but I'm just not going to. But anyway, close quarters expert, nice flag to run. For me personally, I'll start running this from tier 8 and up, and it'll be or I'll put it on my cruisers and my battleships. So the next flag over here, this is your Confederate flag, equal speed Charlie London. This is also a really, really nice flag to have. You can run it on any ship at any tier. It's plus 50% experience earned in the battle. So you notice our 1.5 times in ships now, instead of 2 times. It's controversial why it's 1.5, and I have my own opinions on the topic, but if you have your 1.5 and if you run your Confederate flag here, you're actually going to get 2 times 2 for the battle, right? Because plus 50% experience here. I see it as being a cheap way for wargaming to squeeze a little more money out of us. But whatever, they're a business, and I understand that at the end of the day, they have a bottom line they need to meet, and they need to make money to meet that bottom line. So yeah, makes sense to me anyway. But I love this flag. I run it on any tier at all. As of late, I've been running it on my Mogami and my Fubuki, mostly because I've been trying to get those ships fully upgraded. Now where my Mogami is fully upgraded, I've been running it on Fubuki a lot because I'm trying to get that fully upgraded. I really want my torpedoes that have a 15-kilometer range. But all in all, great flag to have. Consider flying it on your ships. Again, especially if you're really close to your next ship and you just need I don't know, a few thousand more experience, but you don't want to play the few extra battles required, consider running this flag on your ship because, you'll be able to get 50% more experience at the end of the battle, which will put you that much closer to your next ship. So I definitely would recommend running it on any class ship at any tier. Really nice flag to have. So, use them wisely. If you want to run it every battle, go right ahead. Again, though, with the end game at tier 9, tier 9 and tier 10, I've been saving these kind of. I do use them on my ships, but I have been saving them for the later tiers, especially like on my Mogami and my Fubuki. Once they're fully upgraded, these flags are going to come in handy to get me to my tier 9s a little quicker. Now the last flag you have here obviously is the India Yankee, and this is fireproof. Again, this flag I use at any tier on any ship. Obviously it's most effective on a destroyer and a aircraft carrier. Your destroyer because you're easily set on fire, very few hit points, and your carrier again easily set on fire. And usually when you're in your carrier, you're under attack from dive bombers and torpedo bombers, maybe not at the same time. So if you have this flag and you can see your dive bombers coming in, you at least have this flag to reduce the time on your fire extinguishing by 20%, and then when the torpedo bombers come in and hit you, you can then pop your repair, hopefully reducing any damage you might have taken. Obviously though, it can be run on any ship. In my personal experience, I run this flag on my cruisers, my battleships, and my destroyers. If I had a carrier, I'd probably run it on that as well. But very nice flag to have. Minus 20% time of fire extinguishing, so that's nice. And really comes in handy when your repairability is down and you're on low health, and you need that extra 20% off of the fire extinguishing time. So very nice flag to run as well. So for today's video, like I said, I just wanted to start out and look at these flags before we get into the video review today. So take a look at the flags that you have right now. Keep in mind you are able to buy packages for your flags. Wargaming even in the premium shop there, they even break it down like these flags are best for cruisers, this is a battleship flag bundle type thing. So take a look at them anyway, take a look at the prices there. I'm not going to tell you to buy them. If you want to, go right ahead. For myself, I've been trying to avoid it. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid spending money on the game altogether. All told, I think I've spent maybe $60 or $70 on the game, and that was back in closed beta. Now obviously I'm going to need to spend some more money on the game here because I've only got 2,500 gold left. I need more slots here for my ships, and I need more premium time. I'm only at 37 days as of today. But I try to push it off as long as possible because I don't want to spend any money on the game if I don't have to. I'd rather play everything through, build my experience and my skill up, than just buy my way through the game like I did with tanks. So those are signal flags. And yeah, so now we're going to take a look at the video for today. Alright, so just before we start into today's battle, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to try doing it live. Never done this before, so most likely what you're going to see is me load into battle and die. But whatever. I'm going to take out the Mogami, and I just wanted to show you what flags I was loading on it before I took it out. So you can see I did go with the detonation flag. It's but a flesh wound flag. I've got Zulu. I've got my Sierra Mike on. Got my Confederate flag. And I've got India Yankee, so fireproof. So these are the flags I'm going to run out. I'm not going to put any camo on the ship itself. I want to try and get as much money here as possible. So we've got our flags, and we'll head off into battle. See how it goes. So battle loaded. We can see we're on north, and I've got an Essex against me. A number of tier 9s here as well. So we've got Baltimore, Ibuki, and the Kagero. Kagero is an amazing destroyer. Had one in closed beta, loved it. On our side, we also have Kagero, but it is our only destroyer versus their 3, so that should be interesting. And we also have an Essex and a Tahoe, so in terms of aircraft carriers, we should be alright. Now we are on north. I've got my flags flying in the wind. It is amazing. And let's see what the team does here. Now the way the team is dispersed, you would think that we would focus more centrally and to the west of the map. Actually here, let me just increase my mini-map. There we go. I don't like playing it with it increased like that, but we're going to try it here, see how it goes. So let's see. It's this early part of the battle I always find is the most difficult, because I have a place in mind that I want to go, but I don't want to stray too far from the team. If you're out alone, away from the team, you're gonna die. It's just the way it is. So I really want to try and avoid that. Still hard to tell where people are going. Oh, I hate this. This is the part of the game that I don't like. This beginning part here, trying to figure out where people are going. I know where I want to go. I have a pretty good idea where the enemy's gonna go. What the team does, though, is completely another question here. So yeah, we're gonna go west and focus on the middle, it looks like. I do like going over there into that little channel. Typically that's where the sea point is. I like fighting around there when I'm in my destroyers, my cruisers, but not today, I guess. So we'll head over. I'm gonna go west, try and find a buddy here that we can stick with. When you're looking for a buddy that you can stick with in battle too, try to choose someone who's gonna be able to keep up with you when you're at full speed. Like that Miyoko, he would be a good buddy. This Miyoko here, also a good buddy. Don't want to get too distracted though, because we have enemy ships popping up. So there's Farragut, Colorado, Fuso, Pensacola. Everyone's out of my range. I've only got a 15-kilometer range on this. I don't have the commander ability. That increases it by 20%. That's a tier 4 ability. I really want it. When I do get it, I'm going back to my 155s on my Mogami, actually. I know I said I love the 8 inches. I do. But, oh man, I like setting fires. Anyway, okay. Let's see what we've got. No one's in range yet. I would like to start firing off that Fuso. Looks like I'm going to try and stay with my Fubuki friend here. Let's get those dive bombers targeted. Send out my plane, see what he can accomplish, if anything at all. Oh god. Yeah, well, looks like this one. Well, no, he's doing okay. Yeah, he did it. Wow, that was close. I thought I just lost my buddy there, but I guess not. Man, that guy. What is it? We'll call him Dave. It starts with a D. So Dave, you just did an amazing dodge there, buddy. Good show for you. Alright, New Mexico, you are slow. You can see we're still positioning. We look awfully weak on the east side, though, don't we? Gonna have to keep that in mind, keep an eye on the east side. If need be, I am gonna have to swing around and go defend the base. But for now, we'll continue along where we are, and we'll support the team here on the west. So Fuso's in range, gonna fire some shots off at him. Where did I get hit? Who hit me? I don't know. Anyway. So Fuso, you can see I missed the shot there. The maximum speed on the Fuso, I believe, is about 25 knots. At a range of 13 kilometers, we're going to want to hit him just there. Because that first shot was really a ranging shot to see how fast he was going. But my estimation, the second estimation looked to be pretty good. Spalling damage, 776, that's terrible. I am struggling actually with the spalling damage in my armor piercing. I'm starting to question my armor piercing strategy and whether or not it'd be more beneficial to do the high explosive. I'm still working on that. We'll see where it goes. So Fuso's gone. I'm going to try to take some shots at the Cleveland before I run around the island. Yeah, back batteries will get through. And now this is an important point of the battle here on this map. What are you doing, Farragut? Sitting there, eh? But anyway, getting back to the battle. Yeah, this is a critical point here on north. If you come around this island going straight on, and if the enemy's doing the same, you're all broadside to each other, and it's just a fist fight, basically. I always like to turn when I get to this point, judge what's over here and then take it from there. I'm not liking the way this is looking. The west side seems to be fairly strong, but if you notice, most of my team here are turning around. So I'm actually going to head over to the east. If you look in the mini-map too, you can see it looks like the majority of the enemy team are situated in the east, so that's where I'm going to want to go. I don't know, this destroyer, Farragut. Switch into high explosive. We're going to queue him up, see how that works for us. I'm not going to switch outright, just in case a cruiser pops up here. I don't want to not have armor piercing loaded if I do come across a cruiser instead of the destroyer, but we've got it queued up in case he pops up again, make him think twice. Like I say, we're heading over to the east. You can see they have at least 3 ships that are going to push down through the channel. Oh, there's that Farragut. Let's get this guy. Son of a bitch. That was a bad shot. I really wanted to cascade my fire down, but I forgot I had the high explosive queued up. When you queue up a different ammo type like that, and as soon as you fire, you're going to fire the full assault regardless of whether or not you've double clicked. So now I've got high explosive loaded, he's turning, so let's try and get some cascade fire over there, see what it does. And while I'm waiting for that, it's coffee time. 1 hit, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's take a look here. I don't know if any of you saw the Wargaming video series there, what not to do basically. Stay zoomed in. So that was a great video. Oh, nice shot by that guy. That was a great video. Don't stay zoomed in. You want to keep your situational awareness, like I talked about yesterday in the situational awareness video. Didn't actually mention about coming in and out of your scope. I assume that you already know that. Just in case you don't, though, I'm gonna briefly talk about it here today, like I just did. Okay, so enemies are coming in. They're getting pretty close to the base here. So we've got a Fubuki. Now this is a dangerous target. If it has upgraded torpedoes, they're 15-kilometer range, which means I'm already in his torpedo range, so he can start firing at me. I probably won't see them till the last minute, and it'll probably be too late. So to avoid all this, very, very simple to do. All you simply have to do is open your ship. Surprise, surprise. There are some torpedo bombers coming in. Thankfully, we've got the fighters there, and hopefully I won't have to feel their wrath. But not too bad on Cleveland. So like I was saying, maneuver your ship there to make sure you avoid any long-range incoming torpedoes. Very important that when you do maneuver your ship that you don't, say, turn left, go for a little while, then turn right, and get back on the same course you were originally on. Oh, that's not going to save anyone. With the distances involved with those torpedoes, I mean, if you do that, you're most likely you're still going to get hit. If the destroyer captain has any skill at all on the Fubaki, he would have shot 2 on your original course and 1 on a presumed course. So that's the course you would be heading on after you avoid the first 2 shots of the torpedo. So there are destroyer captains out there that are really good at that. So like I say, don't just go maneuver and then go back on your same course. Maneuver around, keep the distance fairly far, and just keep in mind that there could be torpedoes in the water on their way to you. I really want to get this Cleveland down. There's the Miyoko. Let's take a look at the mini-map. We've got some cruisers. That Pensacola there, not too concerned about him. He has fairly weak armor, so once I finish off the Cleveland, I'll switch to... I'm going to have to switch to the Baltimore, actually. Now, let's just... Oh, there he goes. Okay, buddy got him. And Fubuki. Okay, so target selection... No. Fubuki, I think it's going to be... No, I'm going to go for the Baltimore, actually. He's shooting back at me. I'm going to shoot at him. The Fubuki seems to be going after my Miyoko friend. Oh, good. Someone just got a nice shot on that Baltimore. So if we can finish this Baltimore, maybe I can then look at the Fubuki a little more. But keep in mind, I do have that Pensacola right there in the base cabin as well. And Nagato's coming in to support him. Now, we're going to have to do a turn. I can't keep going straight like this, because you can see I'm losing some of the support. So my Miyoko friend has already turned around, and the battleship behind me, yeah, the Colorado, he's going to keep on that course most likely. So I'm going to turn, and we're capping their base. Alright, so I got the cap reset on the Baltimore. I think it's time to start thinking about the Pensacola. So we're going to queue up armor piercing. I'm going to put one more high explosive shot into the Baltimore here. I'm trying to avoid those shots because I'm down to 50%. Oh, repair that. And now I'm going to start focusing on this Pensacola. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I want Pensacola. His hit points are ready to go.
Fighter ready for takeoff.
Let's put a 5 Salvo into him. Switch back to the Baltimore, and hopefully I can stay alive. There we got the Pensacola. Baltimore's gone. Allies really pulled it off there. And there's the Fubaki. Okay, so we're going to go back to high explosive. I've got armor piercing already loaded. Let's launch our scout off and see what that sees. And let's continue along here. We're capping their base. You know, for my first live battle, this isn't going too bad. This was one of my biggest concerns, actually, about doing live battles like this. One is, I wouldn't be able to keep talking and focus on the game. The second one is, I didn't want to do live battles over and over and over again where I die. Did anyone see that lightning? That was awesome. Also, I have a short attention span. Anyway, I don't know if the Fubuki is dead again or dead yet or not. Let's take a look. No, he's still around. We still have the Kagero. The friendly cap seems to be going fairly well. I don't think I want to head over there just yet and support them, because I don't like this Fubuki. Nagato, yeah, he's only one battleship against all of my ships, so he's not a big concern. Like, we've got, you know, 2 battleships there and a cruiser. My Miyoko friend over there. New Mexico and Colorado. So yeah, I think they can take on that Nagato alone if need be. I'm flexible enough here that I can take out the Fubuki and move off and help cap the enemy base if I wanted to. We'll see about that. There's the Fubuki. We're going to put some more shots into him. Sometimes I find destroyers will pop their smoke and just sit in one spot. Maybe that's what the Fubuki, no, he's moving now, but they just sit in one spot because it makes them really hard to actually see. When they're not moving around like that. And I did it once in closed beta with, I was in my Fubuki and I had a Kagero friend. It was an amazing match. I had 15 torpedo hits and my Kagero buddy had about 20. So we did really well, and basically all we did, it was on Islands of Ice. We just smoked the middle area and we just stopped. Literally just stopped and shot torpedoes at the enemy. It was a really, really good time. Okay, so we've defended our cap. Oh my god, where did this guy come from? Kagero! I really hope this guy doesn't kill me. That would suck. But we gotta take out the Kagero. I can't go help my allies just yet. He's gonna keep shooting me. Oh man, I don't have the hit points for this, buddy. Maybe I can fire some torpedoes off. Maybe. I'm gonna die. This isn't looking good here, people. But maybe I can stay alive long enough for us to win. No, it's not going to happen. I am dead. Hooray for me. Get that one last shot off before I do die. And there I go. Not too bad, though. I think we did fairly well. So let's take a look at my Miyoko friend. This is... what's his name? Hippie? Yeah, we're going to call him Hippie. Good name. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here now. It's up to this guy now to defend the base. There he goes. Kagero's gone. The 3 battleships, they're going to be able to do it. Let's hope that my Miyoko friend goes and helps our allies cap. Although we don't really need that help right now. I mean, we pretty much have this game. A little bit more coffee here. Oh, it's so crucial in the mornings. I guess it's afternoon now. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So, all in all, not a bad game. You can see originally, we did all go towards the west, but once we spotted the enemy, let's enlarge our mini-map here, that's the most it'll go. So once we did spot the enemy, we came back around to the east, defended the cap. I did die, not a big deal, because in doing so, gave my allies the time they needed to actually win. Oh, we were so close to winning right there. Yeah, that carrier must have got a nice hit. Maybe it was a carrier or a cruiser, who knows. But we still have my Miyoko friend coming in. Let's actually jump over to the guy who's in the cap. Let's see, that is a cruiser, so it must be our Cleveland friend here. Baltimore, actually, Baltimore friend. Okay. Let's see how this guy does. Get pretty lucky. We need to take out the Cleveland, and we have a Colorado to deal with. So this actually does look a little risky. Both our carriers are in a nice position, though, to help support the Baltimore, so that's not too bad at all. Baltimore does seem to be doing some nice maneuvering here to try to avoid broadside shots and to mitigate any incoming shots on the damage he's receiving. Obviously, at some point, he's going to have to present the whole broadside campaign to Cleveland. That wasn't a bad shot. Didn't do a whole lot of damage, but not a bad shot at all. And you can see our carrier aircraft are really helping out the Baltimore. So if we take out the Cleveland, we have a good chance of winning. I think we still pretty much have this in the bag, as long as this Baltimore can stay alive. So these incoming airstrikes are going to be crucial to the survival of Baltimore. Let's see the torpedo dodge it. Oh no. One hit though, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Cleveland's almost gone. Then we can start focusing on the Colorado. And the Baltimore still is at 50% life. So there goes the Cleveland. Good show. And now we got to take out the Colorado. That'll leave the enemy just the carrier. What type of carrier is it? It is the Essex. So it probably has quite a few planes, but our aircraft carriers, our Essex and our Thotgor, probably did a good number to his complement of planes. That was a big hit by the Colorado. Oh, the poor Baltimore. See that? His first turret's gone. So he only has the 2 turrets. Still, 6 guns though. So it's not too bad. But you can see he is trying to get the distance opened up here from this Colorado. Now, I don't know what the max range is on the Colorado, but he probably doesn't do it without leaving the cap, and you don't want to leave the cap in this situation. Even with these 2 enemy ships, see the time remaining? You know, this could be a draw. We need more ships in cap. In fact, just type that in there and see what the team does with that piece of information. Again, I don't like telling people what to do when they're playing the game, because it is a game and everyone has different objectives in it. I hope everyone's objective is to win, but sometimes it's not. So, just putting the information out there, they can do with it as they please. Excuse me, but if we can take out that Colorado, we'll definitely take this. 44 left on the clock. Let's see. My Miyoko friend. Where is he? There he is. There's old hippie. He's now in play, and he is supporting the ship in cap. If it was me, with this amount of time left, I would be in cap with the Baltimore. Not only does it help speed up the cap itself, but it's going to give the Colorado 2 things to shoot at, and hopefully he's going to shoot at the person who doesn't have as many cap points. You can see as the way it's working right now, the Colorado only has the Baltimore to shoot at. He doesn't even have to shoot at the Miyoko if he doesn't want to, because all he needs to do is prevent us from capping and winning. There's only a minute left. There, Colorado's gone, thank God. There's only a minute left, so it's very, very close as to whether or not we're going to win this. I think we have it because Baltimore is already capping it, but until I see the final results, I won't say anything. I won't say anything conclusive, because that Essex could still come in here and he could still bomb this Baltimore or torpedo this Baltimore, either kill him, but at the very least take away all the cap points he has, and then it's a draw. Fairly close. Now we do have another. We don't have another ship in cap. See, come on, why? Yeah, see, try and force the draw. Like, just someone come into the cap at this point. There is... Yeah, no. draw. All we needed was one more person to come and cap and it would have done it, but not to be. We've got a draw today. A little disappointing. In fact, very disappointing, but whatever, I guess. I don't know if it's better than a defeat, but yeah. Now, my performance wasn't too bad. You can see the 270,000 credits earned, 2,500 experience. It's still a draw, but I had, see right here, value of having your Confederate flag on. So I got that, and my Zulu flag gives me enough money. So we'll take a look at the overall team scores, see who did what. God. See, I'm second overall, and I died defending our base. If someone would have just capped with the Baltimore, it would have been a whole different story for everyone involved, but not meant to be, I guess. 1100 base experience, not too bad. Detailed report. Overall damage done, not a whole lot of damage because I didn't actually manage to hit many people. And credit and experience. So here, it was 1.5 times, but the only reason why it was 1.5 times is because I had my Confederate flag on. Otherwise, this would have just been 1 times. But because the Confederate flag adds that extra 50%, so 1.5. So even though it's a draw, it's still kind of counted as a win for me. I'm using my little bunny ears here. You can't see it, but I am. And that's what results in the 2,500 experience overall. Credits. So my Zulu flag and my, it's but a flesh wound flag really paid off here. Because you can see 89,000 to repair the Mogami, and 6,000 to replenish it based on the number of shots I've fired. So, really want to consider using these flags and having that extra money. So 1.2 is what I got extra with my money because of my Zulu flag, and then my repair costs are reduced by 5%. So 89, 5% more than that 89,000 of what it would have fully cost. Because of my flags, you can see my overall results: 174,000 credits, 2,500 experience earned. So yeah, not too bad. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tried something a little different. Instead of doing the whole record thing and then talk over, I decided let's just try live. So we looked at our flags, and then I tried to show you a nice battle in the Mogami here with using the flags. Even though it was a draw, we did see the benefits of having the extra credits on there, and we saw the benefit of having the reduced repair cost in this situation, right? Because if I wouldn't have had those things, probably wouldn't have made as much money as I did. But thanks so much for watching today, guys, and as always, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.